What is up? Welcome back to the SuperCoach Experience podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Savage, the coach of the Xavier Turbos. Round 24 is in the books. Only 3 rounds left till the overall glory is crowned. We've got Finn up the top of the ladder. We've got Timmy right here, ranked in 1700th, gunning for a nice spot in the top 1,000 for the run home. I'm joined by the coach of Viliami, Timmy. How are you, Timmy?
Yes, 1,790. Is that a number? 1,790.
Oh, no, you've done it again.
I'm bad with the numbers. Any number with bigger than 3 digits, I start to really question myself. So look, this is the part of the podcast where I sit there and tell the listeners how I've caught up to Grant again, and now I'm beating him again, but unfortunately I'm not. He's still ahead. He was on Grant was on the podcast last week, ranked 1,790th. So I couldn't actually catch up to where I'm not beating him, but I am 1,790th. So anything he can do, I can do just as well the week later. It's 3 weeks ago. I think he's definitely in the box seat. He's got a couple more trades than I do, I believe. I've got just one. I don't know I think he might have 3 unless he pulled a couple of last week. But yeah, it could be close. We'll see what happens. I think we're both in a better situation than poor old you.
Oh, my God. I'm absolutely struggling. 5,900th. The captain choice really let me down this week. Tom Trbojevic, what's going on? I
liked him. I was pretty close to bringing him in, so yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that now. Maybe not even in hindsight. I'm just looking at them now. Their season's done. I don't have any confidence that he's going to come out and do anything different.
He's probably going to do the reverse of your expectations. You're really believing in him to, go well last week, and then he doesn't. And now you've sort of lost hope in him. He'll probably come out now and have a final hurrah. It's just been one of those seasons.
Potentially, but Tommy Turbo at his best. He's sniffing for the ball anytime there's a relatively quick play the ball, and he's not doing that.
Yeah, there's a couple of defensive lapses for me that I saw that just made me think that they'd all, like him individually, I was like, oh, that's not you, Tommy. And I thought they've all just sort of checked out a bit, hey.
That Taylor May one was ridiculous. He didn't even make an effort. He's very poor defensively. I don't want to shit a player when they're down, but
it's a team as well. It's hard to be up when you'll see those 1 or 2 players in some sides when everyone else seems to clock off and you go, well, this guy, just look at him having a go. And it's always those solid middle like Jakey Trbojevic or someone like that usually. Shout at him, poor bugger. But yeah, speaking of shout-outs, I do want to address the Tommy Turbo. I was pretty close to pulling the Drinky. A lot of people who did pull the Do I Sell Drinky or Dylan Edwards last week to Turbo, who was looking like he had the potential to be a point of difference. Edwards had those tougher matchups and looked like his upside was a little bit capped potentially. Felt like he was a bit of a 70 guy. I think a lot of people were kind of feeling. And then you had, Drinky just put out a couple of 30s. So people were a bit unsure with him. And then having a bye in round 27, people were starting to look elsewhere. And I was one of those thinking I might have needed to make a desperate move with my final trade to win my head-to-heads. I asked the SuperCoach Experience contributors in the chat group and just got absolute silence from the boys. No response whatsoever. What do you think I should do, boys? I think they just had enough of my chat. Sometimes I get a bit chatty some weekends. Some weekends I don't even talk to them at all because I'm having a terrible weekend. I'm not really feeling it. Other weekends I get real chatty. But yeah, I don't know. You guys didn't answer me, so I put a feeler out to someone I don't think I've spoken to in real life before. Is Maxi Bryden.
Absolute legend of a bloke.
Yeah, I decided, I was like, usually I'd text Spy for something like a big decision like this, and I'd be like, no, he's not feeling, Spy's not my guy this weekend. And I was like, is it Desi? And I'm like, nah, Desi's not my guy. Desi's not my guy this weekend either. It's like, I think Maxi Bryden. So I was like, I'm going to hit him up. He's a head-to-head specialist. He's a voice of reason. He's a smart, logical guy. I don't think he gets too emotional. And he was just sort of like, how much do you think, Turbo's going to outscore him by? How confident are you, And I was like, yeah, I'm not overly confident. And he was just sort of, I think you could possibly still win your head-to-head without having to make the move. And that's where I was kind of wanting to go because I really wanted to save that trade, just for that emergency and when I've got bigger fish to fry. So, You've been milking me on that one. He's been trying to get me to say it a bit more. So there you go.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get shirts going this year, but the shirt launch didn't happen.
Yeah, he's been trying to get me to really milk the shit out of that bigger fish to fry. And sometimes it comes out
because it caught on nicely early on, but
a shout out to Maxi. I probably, if had he just gone like, because I needed someone to help me on this one. I was just so stuck. I don't know what to do. I think I need to do it. I need to win this head-to-heads. Look, I wouldn't have won any of my head-to-heads had I done it, obviously. It would have made me lose my head-to-heads. I would have been in a worse situation because if I actually thought Turbo, if one of them had the potential to outscore one by about 100 points, I thought Turbo would have been the guy that did that. I didn't think that was going to happen in every scenario, but I just thought that if it was potential to happen, it would be that way. And I have to thank him for it because I've got an extra trade up my sleeve, an extra 100 points, and I'm in one extra head-to-head that I wouldn't have been.
Shout out Maxi Bright and legend of a bloke, as I said before. Had you waited for my advice, I think I
would have given me the shittest advice.
I would have given you the shittest advice.
You give me some shit advice.
I want to give you my own story. Mikey calling me around about 3:45 on Sunday after Turbo had absolutely stunk it up. He was asking me, I really, really need a point of difference. I'm behind by a little bit. The only thing I can do here is play Gagai over Scott Drinkwater, and I'm 70 points ahead in another league with Scott Drinkwater as the only person left. So I've got 70 points buffer on that. Should I play Dane Gagai? I said yes. Dane Gagai scored like 15 points or something like that. 15, 20 points.
It's hard to pick
and then
sometimes.
Scott Drinkwater scores 150. Mikey ends up losing both head-to-heads when he was guaranteed a win for one, but he was trying to throw shit at the wall. He called Barnesy before he called me, and I think deep down he wanted to make the play. That's why he called me.
Yeah.
Because he knew I'd give him the answer he wants to hear.
Well, it's funny. It's funny when you're selective on who you call, so or who you go to for this stuff too, because you kind of like, I know that you're like someone that like you're a bit wild. You'd be like, yeah, go for it, throw it. I got Turbo's on, and you're going to have your Turbo. So like your captain on him, so I know which way you were going with it. I kind of needed someone a little bit impartial. That you've got to sometimes know who is the right guy for the right time. Doesn't mean that person's going to be the right person for every decision, but yeah, I like to. That's part of the game, I guess.
You get that in the big games for sure. So my captaincy was on Turbo. I was kissed on the dick with a late try assist update for that first try. Lucky to get it, in my opinion. I saw a lot of people complaining about him getting it, and a lot of people complaining about Dylan Edwards getting a try assist. Thought Dylan Edwards was fine for him to get one because I'm pretty sure Cleary got it, Tago got it as well. So I think in that situation it was fine. But try assist, there'll never be a happy customer in the try assist category. 1330 for myself. I'm down to 5,901. Just aiming for a respectable rank. And don't fall out of the top 10K to end the year, because I think I've had an okay year considering how bad I started. So I did claw it back, and the no trades at the end of the year has really hurt me for the first time in forever. Shout out to the Frozen musical soundtrack, because that is a song on it. But yeah, I'm just hoping to get a nice, respectable rank for the end of the year. I've learnt some lessons. I've already done my postseason review in my head over and over again. Way too many sideways trades. Way too many.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit like that too. I think you've done more sideways ones. I've just done some just dumb ones that I've
the downgrades that weren't 100%.
Yeah, I've done some really dumb downgrades. Gone like before someone's played their third game, like buying them on their first game because I just need a cheapie that week, and going, I think I want that cheapie rather than someone else if he turns out, sort of thing, and just sort of backing myself that it will work. And if it doesn't, you're stuck with a really awkward situation, like a bottom dollar guy that's hard to sell. So in a couple of times, I've had to try sell a bottom dollar cheapie, and it's really slowed the progress down. And I've had to do that. I did that with you
went Finau, then you went Lawson, and then have you still got Lawson?
Yeah, I got Lawson.
Fuck, I couldn't imagine having Lawson in my SuperCoach.
Just thinking about Finau, he's going
disgusting.
Right.
But probably not as disgusting as my team looks in the moment.
Yeah, well, he might end up getting a run over the couple of weeks. Who knows?
Potentially. Yeah. I just wanted to have a quick chat before we go over team lists regarding teams at the back end of this year. So I think we've got a feel for the teams we like to target players against and the teams we don't. But I think there's been a little shift over the last couple of weeks. So I'm looking at the Tigers and the Parramatta Eels in particular. I think midway through the season, we're like, okay, these teams are leaking SuperCoach points massively. Yeah. And I think with the limited trades that a lot of people have, it's probably not to do trades-wise, but targeting your captain. Yeah. I think these teams like Parramatta, the Tigers, I think they've really...
I think they've gone up a notch for sure. I don't think they're like when you look at them and go, oh, I wouldn't captain them like this, like someone because I've got Para this week and they're actually good now or whatever.
The thing is...
They're actually got something to... They've still got...
They're playing for something, whereas you want to target your captains against sides that they're just going to fall.
When we say they're playing for something, they're playing for, like, the Tigers, they're, like, doing a lot better than what they normally do, and they're going well, and I think they're just playing to finish the season well, to take that positivity into next year, much like the Eels too. You know, they've been, Rilesy sort of shown, just by backing a lot of these younger guys and giving Dylan Brown a backseat and sort of trying to work towards that, and that things are starting to, come along. So they don't want to finish poorly. So those two sides, they've kind of got that a little bit different to some of the other sides, like, the Bunnies and the Titans. I don't think that they've just completely clocked off. I think it's just harder for them at this point too as well. But, yeah, I'd still look at them and go, yep, still can match them up, but maybe some of those other matchups are better.
Yeah.
It's like a Knights even. Like our Knights were solid. They've dropped a category. Yeah.
Well, the difference between the Knights and the Tigers throughout the season, they kind of don't know what their style is. The new players come in, so they're really fresh and energetic at the start of the year. Then there was a few teething problems. Now, this time of year, it seems like they've figured out who they are and what their style of play is going to be going forward, whereas the Knights, they've been really solid all year. They've held it all together, and I think at this time of year, it's just a bridge too far for them at the moment. Like, they're fatigued, and they don't have anything else to play for. If anything, maybe avoiding the spoon, but I think they've just been up for so long that it has to fall apart at some point. Like, every team, you look at every team, they go through lean periods, and they need to go through lean periods as professional athletes because your body just peaks, and then you've got to deload, and then you work your way up to peaking again, whereas the Knights have kind of just stayed at this same level for a long time. I think the Broncos matchup was the straw that broke the camel's back. Oh, sorry, the Queensland Cowboys matchup. They got the Broncos, and then they got the Sharks and Parramatta. So I expect a lot of points in those games. I think Manly are quite similar. I think they're going to, their season's done. So now that it's officially done, I think we'll see the Dolphins. It'll be a high-scoring matchup. They could win this weekend. Who knows?
Maybe all the pressure goes away too, like for Manly.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like, well, let's not go completely off the, even though we can't win or we probably can't make the finals, let's just go down with throwing still. But maybe not. Maybe the whole internal stuff with the DCE and stuff, maybe there's a bit too much.
Maybe they're just waiting for the fresh start next year.
Who knows?
St. George Illawarra Dragons went through a lean period. I think they're really playing well considering their cattle that are out. Tigers, obviously. Gold Coast, I think they're a team that are just get us to the end of the year. I think the Dolphins are very similar. They've been up so long. They're still playing for a top 8 position, so the ticker will be there. The Cowboys, I think they'll be on and off. But, yeah, I think I just really wanted to talk about mainly the Tigers and the Parramatta Eels that I think targeting captains-wise, maybe it's not them that you should target. I think it's potentially the Knights. The Rabbitohs actually look pretty good too. So
I still reckon that, Para coming up against the Roosters, Teddy could still have a blinder in that, you know what I mean? Although Para have been up and they've been fighting well for a bit, come up against a side like the Roosters, if they're really as up for this as they were last week, really physically aggressive and stuff, it might just be a bit too much for Para to even handle, you know what I mean? So they could still smash them and you could still have your players go well. But I definitely see what you mean, 100%, yeah.
All right, this show is brought to you by Carl McGrath Accounting. Head over to carlmcgrathaccounting.com.au or give him a call on 0401 044 839. He's the best person for your accounting needs. over the phone or over Zoom. He'll do your tax return with $110 for a basic tax return. If it is more complicated, please let him know that you listen to the show. And he will sort you out for price. Tax season is just passed. So I think if you haven't got your tax return done, head to Carl.
A lot of people won't have got around to it yet. Some people just sort of don't jump onto it. So, yeah, get involved. Make it happen.
100%. So before we get into team lists, cheeseburgers.
Oh, yeah, old mate. Yeah, you want to tell your version of the story first, and I'll tell the story?
Yeah. So we did the cheeseburger challenge on Thursday, obviously. You might have seen, if you're in the Patreon chat, you would have seen Timmy post all about it. I got 8 cheeseburgers straight up. I ate the first 8 in the first hour, and it was a solid effort, in my opinion. But from then, I was completely gone. Ate 3 more towards later in the day, but I tapped out. I tapped out at 3:30, and
he quit. He didn't complete the punishment.
Yeah, so I think I had like 8 hours.
It's like me going for the Captaincy and them doing the sides and then going, that'll do actually. I'll just have just leave it the back and sides. That's for the Captaincy.
So I had like 8 hours to go. In my defense.
In your defence, the jury don't want to listen to it, mate.
No, well, you said listen to my side of the story.
All right, go on and defend yourself.
I was sick leading into the event, and I was.
You chose the time, the weekend. You could have.
Yeah, I know, but it was planned in advance, so I didn't know I was going to get sick up to that point. But I was absolutely spitting from both ends. Like, it was coming out.
One of your SuperCoach players, Cam McInnes, pulled himself out of like hospital or something about a month ago to play football. And you had a sniffle and you couldn't do your 24-hour cheeseburger.
Oh no,
challenge.
I was like shitting diarrhea.
Well, that
and
just
I was
helps.
spewing
That
because
just
I was
helps
that sick.
The whole.
Yeah, you would think so, but like I just needed to go because I was in such.
You looked
a bad
all right
way.
to me. Anyway,
No, sorry, I was in such a bad way. I went home and I slept. I didn't eat for 2 days after that because I was that sick.
Oh, now I've got to feel sorry for you.
No, you don't. But that's my side of the story.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have had to do. Look, he felt sick. Oh, gee, that's a bit rough. Come on, man. Like 8 cheeseburgers is just having lunch. and then, like, I've rocked up when he's arrived. He said he'd be there the time he said he'd be there. I checked on that. He got there. He had his 8 cheeseburgers. I watched him start to eat them, so I went back to my work, popped back in about maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours later when I was nearby, and did a full lap of Macca's. Could not find you anywhere. Went into the bathrooms, went to the male bathrooms. You weren't in the male bathrooms. I left. I told everyone in the chat, Sav's ain't here. He's done. He's backdoored it. And he's quick to be like, no, I'm here. Look, and then about 10 minutes after I've exposed him, was all of a sudden at Macca's.
It wasn't 10 minutes after.
It wasn't immediately.
It was within 5 minutes.
Within 5 minutes. Enough time for you to get from Panthers, Macca's, playing Big Red and sprint all the way back to... I know you were playing the pokies.
I wasn't playing the pokies.
You were definitely having a slap. You're like, I know how to play this. I'll just go to Panthers for a bit. I'll come back.
Nah.
I'll finish my next cheeseburgers because it's all about just what it looks like on video. And I caught you out then.
But
I gave you benefit of the doubt because he said he was in the disabled toilet at the time.
I was in the disabled toilets.
Okay.
And you said,
I'd maybe believe you.
I'd
maybe give you, like, had you just completed the task, and you were there at the end of it, I'd be like, fair credit, fair to him, he was there, but you bailed after being at Macca's for only like 4 hours, bro, and you had 8 cheeseburgers. Like, that's not a 24 hour.
I had 11. I was in there, and my defense is, I was in the toilet. Why didn't you call me while you were there and try and catch me out there?
Macca's. There was only 3 other customers in Macca's and 1 other employee on the floor. I've walked into the male toilets. I wasn't going into the female toilets, and I thought, I'm not going into the disabled toilet. Like, I know you. I've known you for a long time. As far as I'm aware, you're not disabled. So why would I look?
No, well, ever since I've worked at Macca's, I worked at Macca's when I was 14 years old, and the disabled toilet was like.
Well, I get that some people do like to choose the disabled toilet when it's quiet because it can be cleaner because it's not getting used as much. But, geez, it's very interesting that just in that split one moment that I come there that you happen to be at the bathroom. But
That's
right. You were sick and you had a lot of.
I feel ripped off that you didn't call me there and you called me out in the chat. But to be honest, I didn't finish, so it doesn't even matter because I'm the shit bloke in this situation.
Yeah. So people want to know what your next punishment's going to be.
So what is the next punishment?
Your next punishment is that for eternity.
For eternity.
People in the chat, the viewers are going to know that you're just not that guy that says they're going to do something when they say they're going to do something. And, just having your integrity sort of brought into question and having that hung over you, that's enough of a punishment in itself.
It is, but
I'm not going to allocate you another punishment and task for you not to complete. I've waited nearly 12 months for this, man. So... it is what it is. You went and had lunch. You had a day off work to go and have some lunch.
I did, and I spent 5 hours there.
Yeah,
the whole day.
Which you could have just done after work if you knew. You knew deep down you weren't going to do it. So why did you take a day off work?
No, I wanted to complete it.
Yeah, I'll ask the hard questions, bro.
Yeah. You're like a parent, just saying, "I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed."
I am, bro. I am disappointed, and I'm not angry. But anyway, play on. Let's move on to some SuperCoach advice for our trusty listeners.
I need to make.
You want an opportunity to redeem yourself? You don't get that. I don't want to punish you. We don't want to see you get punished. You don't get an opportunity to redeem yourself. You had that and you've missed it.
Oh, you've rattled me.
So if you just want to go to Macca's upon your own accord and eat 24 cheeseburgers, then you can go and do it.
I don't at all because that was an awful experience.
Don't worry about it, mate. You don't have to. It's okay. You don't have to do it, mate.
Oh my God, I'm rattled. All right, let's go to team list. Thursday, the Rabbitohs take on the Dragons. Jai Gray at fullback, Ashton Ward at 5'8", and Cody Walker is coming off the bench. Keon Kalamatangi returns. How frustrating is this?
Oh, it's even more frustrating for me because I'd only just not having many trades the last bit. I was like, oh, hold off and I won't pull it until I need to. And I brought Haas in a couple of weeks ago, not really needing to do it, but he scored well, Haas. So I'm glad I did it. But I didn't have to sell Kalamatangi. I could have done it another way. I could have sold Geimer, but I was like, I'll hold on to Geimer because at least Geimer might actually, if I need him, play some minutes and get me a 40 or maybe a 60 if you've been going okay. But, yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying. Like guys like Ruben Garrick, they say he's gone for the season now. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's been a few players that are meant to be gone for X amount of time and just miraculously pop back 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I'm expecting Dylan Lucas to be available next week.
Who knows?
Just based on how this season has gone. So that's very frustrating. But if you did hold on and you need to play him, then it's a bit of a godsend. I actually like this matchup for both sides. So if you have any players from this side or you're targeting any players, so for the Dragons, Tuapolotu back on the wing, Jacob Halangahu in at second row. They're shot for depth. Tyrell Sloan is their 17th player. Raymond Fatala Mariner. Nathan Lawson's on the extended. They can't even name 22. Moving on to the Friday. This Friday footy is...
Cracker.
Oh, my God. Panthers play the Raiders. And then the Melbourne Storm take on the Bulldogs. I'm so excited to sit back and watch all these games. But for the Penrith Panthers, Isaiah Yeo is on the extended. And for the Raiders, Jed Stewart is still on the wing. And Tamale is nowhere to be seen. So I was
thinking he'd be back.
I thought Tamale would be a nice little option for the last 2 rounds potentially. But that might not be the case here. Anything you like from this game?
Oh, you think it's going to be real for both of these games, really finals like sort of football, with an opportunity for both these teams to really test sort of where they're at a little bit before they have to do it for the real deal. So I reckon they'll be really sort of trying to play the type of footy that they're probably going to play in the finals, like sort of real kind of a little bit what can be boring footy, that real positional sort of just really working each other out, the arm wrestle until, just playing the long game until one of them sort of breaks. And, so, I mean, for SuperCoach, I wouldn't be probably targeting too many players in there, I reckon. Like for captains and vice-captains, I'd be happy to let, if you can, vice-captain and captains go through to Saturday, Sunday.
Panthers 13+, in my opinion.
Right.
I think this is going to be a smash up.
Oh, I don't know.
The Melbourne Storm take on the Bulldogs, talking about 13 plus. I think this is going to be another one. 8 p.m. on Friday. Cameron Munster returns at fullback. As a Munster owner, what are your thoughts on that? I like last week, 44 points. I think I expected more from him. I actually like it. But Pappenhausen is on the extended, so I think he scores well this game, Cameron Munster, regardless.
He didn't go great last week, and it depends. Like, it might be. I think it's looking like it's going to be a bit rainy around different areas. I didn't look into Melbourne. I did, but I can't remember what Melbourne is.
I'll have a look for you.
I don't think it was great. I could be wrong. Yes, I mean, I was excited about it last week. I thought it's probably got better potential.
No rain.
Okay, better potential for him than at 5'8". Just give him a bit more, just a different sort of attacking role. Obviously, fullbacks score better than 5'8s in general, and if he played like a good fullback, it would have worked out well. But yeah, just this game, I don't see the upside there. I think he might have an attacking.
Might score at 65 or something.
You want to hope he gets that attacking stat, yeah.
Yep.
I'm not confident in him at all.
Joe Chan on the edge, Sean Bloor out of the side.
Doggies, though, I'm a bit I'm not sure. I don't think they're as good as, just last week, they sort of got it handed to them a little bit. And then, then there's those rainier games. I think they're solid, but I think they're still trying to work stuff out, and they're stuck in certain ways, and I think teams can sort of work them out.
Yeah, I've actually admired kind of how the Doggies have gone about this part of the season.
Me too. I like that they're trying to really fine-tune it, because they know they've got to be better to actually win. They're like, let's not just be good enough to be around it.
Yep.
What can we do to actually, we've got to get that upside, we've got to attack.
Like the Reid Marnie thing, going to the bench and putting Bailey Hayward on there, just moves like that Panthers have done the last few years, where a couple of weeks before the finals start, they make this change leading into finals, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. And then it's just the position that really, it throws teams off guard, and really, like, they've been doing homework on the Doggies all year. Reid Marnie, he's going to niggle you, make sure you get out of his way. Then Bailey Hayward comes in there, solid, quick, just off the deck straight away. But I think they kind of got to reverse that, though. I think Bailey Hayward's much more useful in the middle for them, and Reid Marnie's not as useful on the bench. So regardless...
Carros, though, he's been... I will shout out that you kind of said you could go without him a couple of weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I guess
you're on every 2 weeks. So
yeah, I was trying to work out whether it was 2 weeks ago or a month ago you said that, yeah. But I remember... at the time...
when he got named at fullback?
Yeah, but was having that... He was kind of playing in the centres.
Yeah, playing in the centres. So it would have been a month ago then.
Yeah, it would have been about a month ago. Yeah, I think it was a month ago.
So he was named at fullback, playing in the centres when we realised that.
But at first I think he was playing in the centres before he actually moved to fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, I don't think he'd be as good kind of in the centre, blah, blah, blah. And then he kind of went to fullback, officially, but played sort of in the centres.
And everyone's like, oh my God, he's at fullback.
Yeah.
I don't think he has the ball playing to benefit from fullback. I like him on the wing. And something even worse has happened now. He's moved to the left wing now.
I got really excited by pre-game. I was like, oh, look at this. I just thought that might just have that extra try scoring with the kick-out tip on, but yeah, it didn't work out.
I think potentially, though, because last week Tupou absolutely put a bath on Anari Tuala, there's every chance that Kraz goes back to the right wing, because Xavier Coates is on that side. So if Tupou was going to be a battle for Tuala, then Xavier Coates is not double the player, but like he is twice the player Tupou is at this current point in time.
Yeah.
Like Xavier Coates is the best winger in the game, and Tupou's absolutely killing it at the moment, but Xavier Coates is on another level at the moment in terms of wingers. So I think they potentially do put him back to the right side, but it's not going to be
especially with the it's not the new rule, I guess. It's just how they're cracking down on you can't tackle the attacking player in the air while they're in goal, which is it seemed like pretty obvious for a while, but no one was kind of really doing it enough. We're just trying to go for it. Like it's something like they used to try take the kick pre to the line before, but now it's kind of like target in goal.
Yep.
If you catch it in goal, they can't basically touch you.
So I think the Melbourne Storm will be targeting that side, and if they don't make a change there, then Xavier Coates is going to give him another bath. But I think they move Karaz back. But regardless, if they move him back, then that's the better defensive edge for the Melbourne Storm. So it's a lose-lose.
I think from him, it's more about just trying to get more of those offloads going. Some games they don't happen as much. Maybe just
because he only needs one attacking stat score well when the offloads are out and going. So could definitely take or leave Karaz at the moment. I think the upside's kind of not there, but I could see him pumping out 150.
Yeah, I feel like if you just didn't have him still with the amount of injuries that are happening to like players like Garrick and stuff, I feel like I'd just go with him on pedigree and the fact that Lomax for the last put out 2 sort of lower scores. I think they were wetter games, but then it all comes and goes. A guy that's, he's good. He's not going to go 40 for the rest of the season. It's got to have to bring itself back up, and he's going to start pumping out some 80s, 100s to get that average to where he genuinely should sit by the end of the season.
100%. 3 p.m, 4 Pines Park on Saturday. Manly take on the Dolphins. Tommy at fullback. Tommy Talau comes in the centres for an injured Garrick, who is out for the season. We're talking about our best 3 or 4 pod options for the run home after team list.
Did you say that because it made you think because Garrick's injured, or were you thinking that because it's Tommy Talau? Are you showing your hand that Tommy Talau might be one of them?
No.
I didn't think you'd go to him because of Manly.
No, it's definitely not one of them. But just thought I'd flag that's happening in the show. We're doing our 3 or 4 best pod options for the run home, and majority of them are centre wings, just because I feel like it's a good play to do. I think the spine is set just about. You don't really want to.
And a lot of the gun ones are kind of gone, so there is a lot of pointed difference there now, I guess.
For sure. So I think
there's always upside there too.
We've got a lot of pod centre wings that we're going to touch on later in the show. The Dolphins, Max Fianay is in the centres. Tavita Nafahu was the one I was looking at there. He's been really solid, but not much doing other side. Anything you like?
I like that little Nafahu guy. I told you about that. Oh,
sorry. Hammer's back at fullback. Trey Fuller in number 14.
Yeah, I mean, as a purchase, Azarko could be all right now. I know it's been a bit of a struggle, for owners that have had him, but their draw's pretty good, I think. Manly, the Titans, and finish on Canberra, but Manly and the Titans are 2 really good games for the final 2 rounds of head-to-head. I think potentially the upside of Izarko, kicking goals in those games. If he's not scoring the tries himself, the Dolphins should be scoring enough tries where he's kicking some goals to lift his floor, so he's got a decent enough base where if he doesn't score, you're still happy to take it. But if he does score a try or 2, could go really big. So I think he's a decent one.
I've got Jermaine Asako watching very closely last week. Jake Averillo killed him. Did not pass him the ball. He had plenty of opportunities to do so. I'm a bit worried about Jake Averillo playing inside him. I don't know if he has the upside that he has had early in the year, but maybe they'll look at that this week after Dolphins.
I just find with Azarko, that bloke, he can be on whatever. He may not, I don't have him, so I'm not watching him as closely, but I just feel like nearly every game he scores within the last 5 minutes of the game and puts himself on a great score. And
he's very good. Got a very good last 2 weeks. So I think he's someone I didn't put in my 4 pods for the run home.
No, he's not mine either, but I think he's an option.
He's definitely up there for sure. Moving on, 5:30 Saturday, Seabus Super Stadium is raining here. Did you check?
Sunday, I think.
Yeah. No, it's Saturday. Saturday 5:30.
Oh, sorry, I'm the week. I can't remember.
Gold Coast.
I don't think I did check, so I wasn't looking at a captain.
It is raining Saturday. It is 3 mils, so it's not too bad. AJ Brimson at fullback. Keanu Keeney plays at number 14 once again. Both firm on the edge. Tino returns. And not much for the Titans, but for the Warriors, Charles Nickel Clockstar returns at fullback, which means Tane Tulpiki is out. And Tane Tulpiki was one of your pods that you were looking at. So,
I wasn't that into him. I wouldn't have been pushing anyone into him too hard, but just could go all right.
I do like...
could have gone all right.
RTS in this matchup, if he's ever going to score well,
so let's save it for the chat because I don't have much left, mate. Two of my players, I think I picked 4 players for pods and they've both been ruled out by TLT.
Talking about 2 of your pods, Eels play the Roosters 7:30 Saturday night. Isaiah Yongi at fullback. I actually really like Isaiah Yongi if you got a fullback slot free, but I think the regular 3 fullbacks are doing a job for sure at the moment. Charlie Geimer to the bench. How good? The week I need to play him, even though he's on the bench last week.
Great.
It's great, isn't it?
Good.
Junior Tupou replaces Daniel Tupou. I thought this was a spelling error, and I thought...
we were driving you on the thing, and I went, I'm sure what's just happened there. The person whoever's loaded it, they've just clicked on the wrong Tupou, and that's just gone into the file. And you're like, no, it says Junior. I'm like, yeah, but they probably clicked on the wrong one. And because I was still thinking he was still at the Dolphins, that Junior Tupou.
Yep.
So I was thinking, is there another Junior Tupou?
Yeah, there is a Junior Tupou, and he is playing in Daniel Tupou. Daniel Tupou has been a great pod for myself. Didn't play him last week, but I was excited to play him this week, but now I just don't have him. So shout out to him. Roosters potentially might get a good win, but the Parramatta Eels are looking good here. 2 p.m. Sunday, the Knights take on the Broncos. Connor Vitano retains his spot at fullback. Jake Arthur at 5'8". Jermaine McEwen at edge, back row. There's not much else doing for the Knights, although Frizzell is back at lock and Crossland back to hooker. For the Broncos, Karapani retains his spot on the wing. Jaden Hunt is in the back row, and Ben Talty and Jesse Arthur's in at number 17, so that means huge minutes for Haas. I like this matchup for a few players. Reece Walsh is a very popular, probably tempting captain option. We're probably not going to talk about it later, but would you go sideways from any of these fullbacks to Reece Walsh after killing it last week? 153.
Oh, we probably will talk about it a little bit. He's one of my pods.
Oh, is he actually? Oh, you're kidding. Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it after. Yeah. And then the last game, Leichhardt Oval, Tigers take on the Cowboys. Taylor May in at centre. Vanil Pole returns. Samuel Afanu and Sione Fainu are on the edges. Royce Hunt on the bench. And for the Cowboys, Semi Valemei returns at edge, back on the edge. Not much doing there. Anything from this game?
Yeah, just Doueihi, obviously. Another one of my pods. Yeah.
One of mine too, actually.
Yeah, so I just like the look of him over the last couple of weeks in the halves.
I love him.
Very close to the line. I just love the way he looks really dangerous. He looks like, I feel like even watching him compared to a lot of other gun halves, just feel like something's going to happen. You know what I mean? He just always looks like, I love the way he just sort of, he's got this little eyes up footy where he sort of watches the defenders and then sort of just times the right ball to hit the person coming through. He sort of waits for the defenders to sort of show their hand and make a move and then sort of.
He's like what Braden Trindle wants to be, but way better.
And he's big and he's got that speed and he can cross the line himself. I remember big part of my success in 21 when he was playing 5'8" on. He's playing the same side, but it looks his footy looks a little bit different though. When he was playing 5'8", he actually was. I felt like he was actually running a little bit more. So he was playing to the role of a 5'8" and running a little bit more than what he is in this half role.
I just remember so many cutout balls from left to right to that.
Yeah,
right winger.
He's got that in him too. Whereas I feel like at the moment he's sort of trying to find a little inside, a bit more like a halfback too. Yeah, I really think he's a great option with goal kicking as well. If he doesn't have a major attacking stat, a bit like we're talking about Jermaine Asako, although the Tigers don't always put on massive points, he's still probably going to have a couple of, 2-3 goals, hopefully kicks them, just increases his floor if he doesn't go off. But then he's scoring hundreds with just, I think it was, I think last week he had 1 try assist and 2 try assist and 1 try, and the week prior.
He's not doing that much.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, he's only finding 2 to 3 major attacking stats, which does sound like a lot, but it's not really for.
The thing is, it's very easy for him. And me and you, or me and Grant, were talking about it earlier in the year. He's the guy in the team when
looks so much. It looks like he should be getting Luai's pay packet for the back end of the season. They should be swapping paychecks for the back end of the season at least.
For sure,
it does look like he's doing a bit more and offering a bit more.
26 points in runs for a halfback. Oh, sorry, that's line breaks. Oh my God, my bad. he's not running that much, but he's getting a lot of line break assists, 2 line break assists on the weekend, 14 points in hit-ups over 8, and 4 points in runs. So, 18 points in runs on the weekend. He's accumulating stats from everywhere. I really like him. And, yeah, the fact that he is the guy in the side, I think that's what you target in sides. And available in centre wing when centre wings are so, light at the moment with Garrick out for the season, Herbie out for the season, and all these other pods just dropping like flies. I think Adam Doueihi goal kicking, since he's moved from centre into the middle, so at number 13 and number 7, he's averaging 82.33. He has the Cowboys, Canberra, and the Titans. I think this is a great overall purchase, and I think this is a great head-to-head purchase for this week. Next week, I think he can still score well. If you need to play him next week, you can take him or leave him next week. But, yeah, I think he's a really good thing.
Yeah, I think he really just looks like he's enjoying his footy, he's enjoying the role, and it's just like a little bit of an experiment before the back end of the season. I think he just re-signed with them too as well, so I'm sure he might even want to put his best foot forward. I'm sure he probably would ideally like to play in the halves. I think it's his favourite position is in 5'8". I think that's where he prefers to play.
I love watching him play there too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really big on it. I could go that way.
What have you written down there?
It was just a little to remind me what I wanted to say. Don't worry about that.
Oh, what does it say?
It's just enjoying his footy.
Oh,
it's just helped me not talk over you. I've got just
I like it.
So I got little notes rather than just try and eject. I'll still probably talk over you a fair bit, but try to save my thought and bring in there. Just
that's real eyes up. I like that.
Trying to turn into a bit more professional here rather than just fucking chiming in whenever I want, like the brat in the back of the school bus, fucking throwing his lunch at other cunts. But anyways, yeah, let's talk a little bit more about him, I guess, if you want.
Have you got anything else? Because that's all I got.
Yeah, so I
didn't really look super.
105 last week. He had a try and 2 try assists. So, but then the week before, no, that was 2 weeks ago. 1 try, 2 try assists.
Yep.
105. Then last week, only the 1 try assist, one less try, but still the try, got 111. You know what I'm like with that 111 too. See, I'm very with a 1-1-1-1 or 1-1-1 as I always see it as a sign.
Yep.
So for me, I'm seeing that as his last goal. That probably steer me that way a little bit.
And you have 1 trade left, so it's every chance.
Yeah. But I think we've pretty much mostly talked about the draw. I mean, Raiders, you might be forced to still play him, but
I think he can still do well. Considering he is the guy, they're not defensively a juggernaut or anything.
Yeah, I think you could hope for a 50 to 60,
which is completely fine. All your players are not going to fight.
There's so many. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But at least 2 of the 3 matchups are very, very tempting.
And sometimes you just can't pick it too. Sometimes you think they're going to go big against the easy matchup, and then they end up going it's just, for example, the Titans boys against Brimson and Jaden Campbell a couple of weeks ago, both turned up against Penrith. You know what I mean? You just can't pick it sometimes.
Yeah.
So do like that. Finch is on the Titans as well, so good option.
I have 3 other pod options. Do you want to touch on yours first, or do you want to go 1 and 1?
Yeah, you go. Just jump in with yours for sure, bro.
They get spicier and spicier as they go on. This is my least spicy, and it's Katoni Staggs. He has a 3-round average of 84.7. He has the Knights, the Cowboys, and the Storm. The Knights are conceding 95.67 to right centres in the last 3 weeks, which is crazy. And the fact that Katoni Staggs has been in such good form.
Bradman's been there for at least 2 of them, hasn't he?
Sorry?
Bradman Best has been there for at least 2 of them.
At least 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Last week, they didn't play the Knights. Who played the Knights? So they scored 63, 90, and 134. So the 134 would have been when Bradman wasn't there. So that definitely skews it. Good pick up there, for sure. But I think Evis, with Ben Hunt being on that right side, I think that skews them favouring right a lot more than they do left. We saw Karapani struggle to get that last try on the weekend.
Yeah.
When
I would have won 2,700 had he scored 2.
I know. But we saw early on the season, they favoured left heavily. Jesse Arthur was scoring tries for fun, but they're struggling to go left. I think right's their more dominant side right now with Ben Hunt and Reece Walsh lurking on that side. Katoni Staggs, has he finally just come out of his shell and become an option? He's been so under the radar this year.
Yeah, well, Oh, I think he loves playing the Dolphins. Like, I think he hates...
Because they love
He
doing
loves telling them that this is his house. He doesn't like them coming over to his house at all and thinking it's their place. I love it. He loves it. Yeah, I think he's a good option because we are getting, it's a bit thinner in the options that are available left. But, yeah, I mean, he scored 2 tries in the last couple of games. I'm not saying that he can't. I don't mind him. I don't think I'd feel confident with him being like I feel like I'd prefer others, but I can still see him going well.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a shit option.
I think he's the type of player that
I just don't know if he could do it 4 weeks. Like I couldn't see him going 100. I feel like he might. Has he done?
He's been very good this year. So round 14, 123. Then he went 85, 50, 61, 67. Then he scored a 38 against Para. Then 115. 45, 94, like there's been no scores that are super disappointing and he's had big upside. I guess my issue is, can he do it in these last 2 weeks? I think he can. The Broncos are playing for something and I really think that Ben Hunt edge really favors him. But he's definitely a good option. But would I do it myself? I probably wouldn't because I couldn't trust that he could go big. I think Adam Doueihi, I definitely like over him, but I also like Tony Staggs. Like if you're picking a bunch of center wings and from scratch for the rest of the year, like you say you're doing a sniper side, then
chuck him in your sniper side. Yeah,
chuck him in your sniper side. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your next one?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was just got to get out of the SuperCoach app and into my notes app. So my next one will be, I guess we'll just go to Reece Walsh.
Yep.
So it's not a direct replacement for Garrick as such, unless it could be via Jules. Some people could do it a bit differently, but this is, he's not going to be that much of a pod because he's going to be a popular purchase this week, but not many people are going to be able to do it, or because they're going to be locked into the 3 fullbacks they got, like myself. I don't think I could justify it, even though I am super confident that he's going to go really, really well still. So 134 against the Bunnies, had that 26 against the Storm, which is a bit of it's a Storm, and I think it was it? What were the conditions in that one? Or was it raining that one?
I actually thought the Broncos were playing really well, but then the Ezra Mam and Adam Reynolds injury happened, and it just completely threw everything out of whack.
Yeah, exactly. But so that was chaotic. Yeah, so that was chaos. It wasn't too wet.
Storm played really well though.
Yeah, and I liked Knights and Cowboys for him. I think it's the same as Tony Staggs' jaw, so it's still the same jaw.
And every chance Storm rest.
The thing I like about, as much as Staggs is one of their good attacking pieces, you know what I mean? He's got a lot of, tackle busting. Let's get the ball to Staggs close to the line. He'll crash over for a bit of a try. Walsh is now, basically the man. Like it's all going to go through him, like with, him and Ben Hunt sort of steering the ship. Ben steering the ship. Let's get it to Walshy to do his shit. You know what I mean? So I think more so than ever, Walsh should be scoring way better because the other boys are out. He's also now got the kicking as well. And the thing is, they've got the Storm in the last round, but it could be a really easy Storm because the Storm are already 2 points clear of third, and that they could end up jumping ahead. They've got the Dogs this week, so
yeah, that'll set them ahead because they're the next ones on the ladder.
That's exactly, they're the next team on the ladder, so they could jump 4 points ahead, pretty much giving the Storm the confidence to rest all their players in the final round, which also, they will do if they've got top 2 locked up.
If Canberra lose to the Penrith Panthers, then they can gun for first still.
They don't care about minor premiership. Yeah. They want the grand final, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And all they care about is playing at home, getting a week off and having all that. They don't care about minor premiership.
I like him. Who do you rank, where do you rank him in terms of fullbacks to finish the season with?
Like
sniper team, he's probably in there, right?
I think he's Walsh.
Yeah.
Oh, I reckon he's probably the best.
Yeah.
I know it's like a bit recency biased, but because he's just put out these 2 big 150s.
But it's also the circumstances.
It is the circumstances.
Adam Reynolds is gone, so there's a lot more reason for him to...
He's added the kicking on, which is a different,
I hate that I started with him and
You want to finish with him, not start with him, basically, kind of thing. Yeah, but yeah, it's tough. I think, he's right up there. I think he's definitely one of the best three. I don't know which of my three I'd sell. I'd probably say that the answer would be Drinky now, still, because he's only got one more game. But if you've only got one trade, you've definitely, I don't know whether it'd still be the right move to make. You know what I mean? Like if you could hold off, you'd still just be happy enough to run Drinky out, let him see what he scores this week. And then if you don't have bigger problems next week, the final round I'm talking about, like the final, because it's just Drinky still covers next week as well.
Drinky has the Tigers this week, right? The Tigers, we just talked about them. It feels like they're playing for something.
Yeah.
They have the Broncos the next week. Drinky is by far
probably a good sell for it. If you've got the trades, and it'd feel hard to do after that really big score
for
too.
Sure, but like
sometimes you just got to make these big moves.
Yeah. And I also think that it was a perfect storm for Drinky playing at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Like, you might look at the Tigers matchup this week and think, oh, that's really, really juicy. But against the Tigers earlier this year, he struggled to score 71 at home.
Yeah, Tigers could be. The Tigers actually favourites in this
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and I actually think they probably do win.
Yeah. It's probably every chance they do. So, Scott Drinkwater to Reece Walsh this week, I think, is a great trade.
Still probably find some attack. I still reckon he goes 70 to...
Potentially, but...
I reckon he still goes 70 to 90. I'd feel way more confident saying 70.
But the way Walsh is going, like, he gets to 100 and he's like, no, I want more. Like, he smells blood.
He gets really...
Yeah, so...
How's about that mad little support play? Like, he created it, but then re-supported it back from Shibasaki.
Yeah.
That crazy little sprinty run, like he was, like, running on an angle. Like, his feet weren't even fully grounded. Like, he wasn't even touching the ground. He might as well have been doing that thing that you see on that Trends where people aren't touching their... You know, that little... Yeah, no, I really think he's a good thing. I don't think I could do it with one trade left. I'd rather trade an injured player for a guy like Doueihi, who I think doesn't go as well, maybe scores like...
But overall, your team...
But would cover me,
better. But it also depends
Probably, but you never know.
Also depends on your captain options as well. All right.
Your next pod?
My next one, this one's spicy, and I feel like you're not expecting it.
All right.
Like, it's Isaac Tago.
Yeah, okay.
3-round average of 79.8. They have the Raiders, the Dogs, and the Dragons. Pretty tricky over the next 3 weeks. But the Raiders have been conceding about 50 points to right edge centers. Dogs, not many more. They actually haven't conceded above 40.
But we expect Tago just to rip one out. Yeah, no, I get you.
No, but then the Dragons in the last week have conceded 82.66 in the last 3 to right centres. But it's more about Tago himself since Cleary's come back. Scores of 99, 65, 60, 90, 85. It's been super consistent, not super massive. They do have a bit of a tough draw, but I think Tago has just been under the radar, and I think looking into the stats, I really wanted to point him out that he's that type of guy who can go 80+ if you need him to.
Ideally, I think for the complete upside, you'd probably want the better draw.
Yeah, and talking about it out loud, it's not as tempting as the
it's tough. It's a desperate time of year where there's,
I'm actually way more excited for my last one.
Which is really spicy, is it, this one?
It's really spicy.
All right, cool. You want to get straight into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll save my next one for last.
All right, so it's Matthew Fionney.
Yeah.
Matthew Fionney.
Is he the one that's scored 2 tries last week?
Yes, left edge for the Dragons. 3-round average of 92. Since he's come into the side, he scored 70, 80, and 127. Plays Souths this week, who have averaged 46 to left centres over the last 3 weeks. That being said, they're pretty disjointed all over the place, so there's every chance he can jag an attacking saddle too. Plays Manly the following week, who are conceding 73.3, and Penrith in the last week, who are conceding 70 to left edge centres. I
like him better, yeah.
I just think what he's been doing with the 70, 80, 127, it
could be a little bit chasing, but
they're starting to favour that edge again, the Dragons, and we know Gutho loves sweeping around there. I think it's very poddish, and I don't know if I like it more than Doueihi or Tony Staggs, but I think it's a very viable option.
Yeah, I like the eye test on him. He does look like he's got some moves close to the line. He's got a bit of that shake and bake. You don't know what he's going to do. He's good. And the Dragons are great down that left side. The start of the season, all the tries going to that left winger. You could definitely find some assists there too. I don't mind that.
He's averaging 30 points in runs.
Because you might not just want one guy. There could be people with numerous trades.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I do want to grab a Doueihi and I do want to grab that guy as well, but maybe a real cheeky Max Fiona. Is it Fiona? Yeah, as well. Yeah, I do like him, but I always feel a little bit more confident with, I don't know, guys that are, maybe in a more prominent role for to really be confident that they could to bank on them.
For sure, but that seems like their attacking edge, which I like.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty spicy. I like these options, but for me, Doueihi and Staggs, I love the Walsh shout. I hadn't really thought about him too much, but obviously.
So my other ones, if I can get into them, were
course.
just RTS. I had RTS and Tua picky. I preferred RTS, I thought. Been scoring okay recently, and the draw's really good. It's Para, Titans, Manly. So it's 3. I know we've been talking Para up a bit, but let's face it, they're still not a top 8 side. I just feel like the thing is, though, with them, the Wars haven't looked as fantastic currently. They look like they're sort of struggling to really justify where they are currently on the ladder. Metcalf being out's really hurt them, and they're trying to find their new way. It's not really working for him as well, but I do still think that with that draw, I feel confident he's like a 60-70 guy most often. You could be confident in the bank on, and there's a little bit extra upside in those tons there too. The next two are from the same side as well. One of them is also ruled out again. That was Tupu and Marky Mark. So I liked Tupu, and granted picked him up before I thought he was a good option. I think you kind of got a little bit. I think he's still a decent option. But
hey, I bought him as a 2-week play, and it ended up being a season-long hold.
He's turned into
which has worked out.
I think
these things happen.
With Sammy returning as well, it's obviously really helped his cause, and more so just this whole kicking for the winger and not being able to tackle the winger with the ball while they're in the air.
People are just
they're targeting that more now.
They're very cautious when competing. So these wingers that are attacking the ball, they're just going for broke. Like they're just going, fuck it, I'll just try and catch it. If I don't, someone
they've got to try to disrupt it in the meantime.
Exactly. And these big wingers like Coates, Lomax, and Tupou, they're the ones that are exploiting the rule.
Yeah, so
massively.
And because he's so tall and he's got so experienced under the high ball, and Sammy's so accurate at kicking them. So with him being out, that maybe they do kick for Junior Tupu still, because maybe Sammy particularly likes that left side. But I don't think it's about the left side. I think it might be just more about the guy with the height, the guy with the jump. So I think now Marky might be their next best guy. So I think he's a great option, and I hate it because I want him to go shit, because I did that Ronnie Mulatalo I did Marky Mark to Ronnie Mulatalo.
It's been a great trade, though.
Yeah, so I'll bring those stats up, just if we don't mind.
How many points it's gained you?
Yeah, so Marky Mark was 668K.
Ronnie was 400.
408K, yeah. So freed up myself 260K. And they've totaled, Marky Mark's totaled in that last 4 weeks, 225. That's including a big 101 in there. And Ronnie's 348. So he scored an extra 125. Marky's averaging 56. Ronnie's averaging 87. But the good thing about Marky is too, I actually sat him out the week before I sold him too. So I really have done well with not playing him and selling him at the right time.
Yeah, and sometimes the guys with the SuperCoach potential, they're so tempting to play, but I think I read Mark pretty well early on.
You actually suggested to me at one point, about a week or two before I sell him, why don't you consider selling Mark? And I was like, no, fucking no. No way. And then he put out 130, and I looked at him and was like, I'm not playing him next week. And so I sat him the week after he scored the 30, and then I was like, now I'm prepared to sell him.
Yeah.
So I'll get back to something to do with that. But I just want to say, before I move on to the next thing, that I do think Mark's a great option now. I think the Roosters are looking like, especially after last week, playing great footy. And I think he's going to have a real big score that's going to bring it back and almost maybe even it out a little bit. I think he's really got that potential to go big. So I think Marky's a real big one. If you've sold him, don't be afraid to bring him back. I think he's going to go good. I might even do it, hey. But I think I'm a little bit...
And they have the Rabbitohs in the last round as well.
I think I'm a little bit closer to someone else.
Yep.
I might have given that away a bit already, but we'll get to that in trades. But what I do want to move on to, rather than look like I'm just tooting my own horn and going, look how good my Marky Mark to Ronnie trade was. Well, that 125 points that I've gained over over those 4 weeks means fuck all, because the hooker trade... trade that doesn't matter. That just doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter which one you go. You could go Harry Grant or Connor Watson. By the end of the season, they're going to average the same. And even if you were in first or second, it wouldn't really matter. Had a big argument with old Granny Boy in the chat about this, and said everything matters, man.
I was on his side.
Everything matters. And I was trying to say it might not matter as much where I'm ranked at 2,000 or where we're all ranked in the 2,000s. But if you're in the top 10, you've got to get everything right.
And that would definitely matter.
Yeah,
What's the difference?
Let's go through it. Yeah, there'll be a lot of people that are probably wondering this that couldn't have been fucked to look it up. But this is what it is. Harry Watson has been, in the last 6 weeks, he has totaled 290 points. He's averaging only 48. Harry Grant, 435.
Fuck.
So he's averaging 72.5. He's
145.
He's got 145 points on Watson. Brayley, average 83, a little bit better than Harry Grant. 499, so basically 500. So
64 more than
210
Harry.
Points more. Yeah, 209 exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cost 200. That's a big thing.
Swing. So between Watson and Brayley was the one.
Yeah, if you
still yet to be.
You're
determined.
not in, like, if you get that wrong, that's basically dropped. You're out of the contention. So, and a lot of people would have done it, and they were in that boat. So everything matters. And I'm not trying to fucking shit on you or Green or anything, whatever. But I'm just trying to bring that up. It fucking matters.
Hey, I choose Harry. So
yeah, and he didn't. He got with Keeley, and the reason I'm just hammering on it is because I got it wrong.
No, he went with Donohue.
Donohue. Yeah, but yeah, going good as well.
Going okay, yeah.
Yeah, so better than Watson.
Yeah.
When I look at Watson, I looked at the 3-round and 5-round averages, bro. He's like 9th and 10th. Nearly every other hooker is doing better than him.
I did not foresee this from Watson, though.
It does hurt that the last couple of weeks he's shifted to the bench. We
couldn't have seen that coming.
And that yellow, yeah.
It's not good. All right, well, those pods I like.
Heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking.
Any one of them you could probably go with it, and they're probably going to score well for you at least 1 or 2 of the 3 weeks that you have left in the season. So if you do pull the trigger, let us know, and we'll see how it works out in the last couple of weeks. All right, we're going to do it with SuperCoach Trivia to close out the show nearly. We've got a couple more things, but we've got 5 questions here. Question 1. What is Viliami Kikau's highest score?
Oh,
I'll give you a hint. It was in 2021. Actually, I'll give you another hint. His second highest... excluding 2021, his high score is 111.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I was going to go pretty close to that, actually. I was going to say that number because that's what I just always... it's my favourite number. I'm going to go 121.
That's his second highest score. His high score is 123, so I'll give you half a point for that.
Didn't you say his second high score was 111?
No, his high score excluding 2021.
Okay, so you must have 2. Yeah.
Who has the same birthday as you?
Shane Warne.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm talking NRL, but that's crazy that you
Yeah.
know that. That's a good one. You've got a pretty good one.
Is it Dale Finucane?
There's no current players. It's only current players.
Look up Dale Finucane.
Okay. Who else? Who currently?
Couldn't tell you.
Cameron Munster and Liam LeBlanc. But I'll give you another half a
I
point
like
for
that
that.
Cam Munster and Shane Warne. That's some fun ones
That's
to share.
good. That's good.
What
I
about
like
Dale
it.
Finucane's birthday?
I'm looking it up now. So Dale. 7th
Oh,
of
9th of
September.
September. It's me mum's birthday. Close enough.
It says 7th here.
Oh, 7th. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Same.
All right, question 3.
My mum's is at 7th. I just read it wrong.
1,150 plus scores prior to this weekend. How many are there in total now?
Say it again.
There were 1,150 plus scores that have been scored prior to this weekend. How many are there now?
I think there was just one, wasn't there? Prior to this round, wasn't there just Walsh's 153? Maybe there was a second one that I didn't own.
Well, so
I didn't.
what's your answer?
I'm going to go.
There was 11. So how many are there now?
Before this round?
No, after this round, yeah.
So I've got to predict how many.
No. After the round just gone. So
there's probably 2, but I'm thinking there was only 1. So I'm going to say 12.
there's 13. So Scott Drinkwater scored 151.
Oh, yeah. Did he update to it?
Yeah, updated to 100.
See, the thing is, I never look at the first scores sync in my head, and I don't really ever.
I'll always look at updates for my players, but the first score for players that don't have.
Oh, I still have Drinky, but it just ones that really matter to that's where it sinks for me. Yeah.
Question 4: who is the highest scoring SuperCoach player this season?
Fucking hell. I feel like it should be really obvious. I want to, the one that's on my mind, but I'm trying to find someone else. I'm thinking Teddy, but I'm not confident with Teddy.
Are you locking it in?
No. Yeah, fuck it.
James Tedesco is correct.
Yeah,
1832. Second is Drinky. Third is Terrell May. And fourth is Nico Hines.
You got to back your gut sometimes.
Yep. And last question. Who's the highest averaging player this year?
Highest averaging player for the year. Like, is it someone that's not like an individual that it's not like they've played one game and they've had a freak performance or something? Or
I was kind of hoping that this would be the case, but it's not. It's actually a player who has played.
I thought it would be pretty close to James Tedesco, but I think I'm going to say him again.
Correct. Yeah. 87.2. Number 2.
I don't feel like these are that hard of questions. I felt there'll be people at home going, this is pretty fucking easy.
No, well, they're not, because like James Tedesco is an obvious answer, but there's always just this one who scored.
A lot of people follow this and look at these sorts of things.
Yeah, well, true. James Tedesco is the one, then it's Payne Haas, then Herbie, Farnworth.
And give me the benefit of the doubt. I was given a reader-writer in high school for exams too, so I'm doing all right by myself here.
So you've got 3 out of 5 there. Grant struggled to get 1 out of 6
because I'm a smart bloke, mate.
I might have made the questions a bit easier potentially, because I thought Grant would get all the questions you got last week. All right, let's move over. I
think mine were a lot easier. To be fair, I reckon I got the B side category. I got lucky with the questions.
Well, I didn't want you to be talking around in circles.
Yeah, thanks.
I feel like I've done this to you before, and you'd be like, no idea.
True that.
All right, let's do tipping point. So
because the boys Hads is like, what are we competing for here? You don't get points. You don't get points, mate.
Well, so I won last week, so we can still draw this season. So there's nothing to play for. If we draw, then it's got to go into overtime. This season isn't done and dusted.
We shouldn't be playing for a punishment. We should be playing for a reward. The boys are playing for a reward. You get fucking nothing, bro.
You're playing for a reward?
Yeah, but you beat too, so we don't want to stitch you up where you got to fucking buy us shit either.
Well, we'll see.
Anyways.
We'll see how it goes. So let's go Adam Doueihi, Reece Walsh, AD, Reece Walsh. We'll go Katoni Staggs. We'll also go RTS? No,
I reckon we've got to have more that maybe they're popular buys.
popular buy.
Maybe to look for a captain.
Yeah, Harry Grant's the most popular. What, Tedesco?
Is Harry Grant most popular captain? You're saying?
Sorry?
Harry Grant's most popular what?
Harry Grant's the most popular purchase this week.
He probably should be too, because okay, you didn't get to my pickle of the week either. Are we doing pickles?
No, we're not doing pickles. We're overtime anyway.
Yeah.
And now
Right,
10.
cool.
Teddy's the most popular, then it's Cleary, and then Drinky, Payne Haas. Let's just go.
Let's go Harry.
We'll go Harry.
I just want to say too, if I can, Harry's try last week. I know people have their opinions on it. Blah 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 blah. I've seen on Twitter, Guru was saying how great of a try it was, and then Dan Ganane or not Dan Ganane, Joel Kane. I always get Dan Ganane and Joel Kane's name mixed up. I think it's just because they rhyme a little bit. I should put it into a rap. But I thought that was one of the greatest hooker tries I've ever seen. And being a young hooker growing up, only playing to under 15s, but I was a little dummy half myself growing up. I really appreciated that try. Just how it parted and there was just no one there for him. I've only seen a greater dummy half try once in my life, and I want to share this. It was in under 9s, I believe. Could have been under 8s. Matty Lee. Shout out to Matty Lee. Dommy's boys will know him. Pulled out a fucking flyer. We're just right on the try line. He goes into dummy half, not the normal guy that goes into dummy half. That'd be myself. And pulls out a dead bird fly and points up. Everyone on the defence and the ref turn around. He just goes in, scores a try. It was the fucking best. I'm pretty sure we're trying to get into finals. It was an important try to win the game. So anyone who knows Matty Lee from Dommies back in the day, everyone knows Matty. And anyone that remembers that try, fucking hell. I don't think there'll be anyone watching the podcast that was in that side of mine, but maybe there could be one or two.
Interesting.
One or two. Yeah, it was the best try. But Harry's was up there.
All right, let's go. Adam Doueihi against the Cowboys. Last game of the round. I'll start at 65.
Yeah, I'll go over 65 and go to 69.
I'll go over 69 and go 75.
I'll go over 75 and go to 76.
I'll go over 76 and go 78.
I'll go over 80.
I'll go under 80. All right, Reece Walsh versus the Knights. We'll start at 85. I'll go over, obviously.
Fuck. Factor in rain. It could be raining at that game too. Sorry, Walsh?
Yeah, 85.
90.
Ooh, I'll go over 95.
I'll go over 100.
I'll go under 100. Tony Staggs. I'll go over 75.
Over 75? I'll go over 76.
I'll go under 76.
Fuck! I got so greedy then. I should have just fucking taken unders. I do not think he's going to score over 75. And I hate that my stupid fucking face is going to be sitting there with a little over 75. I mean, he might go well, but I'd rather be on the under. Hey, fuck! I'll just get trying to push because he's your guy, the guy that you're shouting. I'm like, I should have shown a little bit more balls rather than showing a 76 and going to 80. And so you've been like, yeah, 84.
Harry Grant versus the Dogs. We'll go 65.
What am I on Stags first? Sorry, over what?
Under 76 for Stags.
So I'm over 76.
Yeah, over 76.
Come on, overs and everything. What's the next guy?
Harry Grant, 65.
I don't want you to win this shit either. Over 65, Harry Grant, eh? Yeah, fuck, I hate that line.
65.
Yeah, I'd like it. I'll just go over 66.
Oh, this is a tough one because I see it going either way. I can see him scoring a 35, or I can see him absolutely being the only person that scores points through the Melbourne Storm. Yeah. So, I'm a bit unsure here. I have no tactic going into this. I'll go over 70.
I'll go under 70.
Yeah.
Because I need him to. And I don't know. I might have a pickle. I might end up bringing him in this week as my last trade too instead of Doueihi. Just because I can't keep taking fucking like
25s.
I got 45 from him the week before when he came off the bench, but fuck, I don't feel confident having him.
Matthew Fianay, St. George Illawarra Dragons versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs. We'll start at 45.
Yeah, I'll go over 48.
I'll go over 52.
Oh, I don't know what he's scoring enough to sort of get a feel of him at all.
Well, 70, 80, 127.
Okay, I'll go over 60.
I'll go over 65.
Who's got bunnies? I'll go over 67.
I'll go over 70.
I'll go under 70.
Ooh. All right, so I've got Doueihi under 80. You've got over. I've got Walsh under 100. You've got over. I've got Starks under 76. You've got over. I've got Harry Grant over 70, and I've got Matt Fianay over 70.
Yeah, I think I've pulled myself back potentially a little bit to being a chance.
Yeah, the last two, I think
I might have got those two.
the last two, I think, you've pushed me enough there, but that's the point of the game. Who's your captain this week?
I had this pretty worked out, I thought. Okay, yeah. So I just didn't write it down, so I've got to actually use my brain for this one. So there is I'm going to let it go past. Oh, there's head-to-head this weekend, my grand final too. So shout out to your buddy, getting you a little advantage on our head-to-head, knowing what I'm doing. I'm probably playing lots of head-to-heads this week against lots of people, but there's only one that I care about, which is the one cash league I can see.
And what's he doing?
Oh, I'm just saying, like when we're giving a little bit of, you're giving the opposition a little bit of a head start, a little bit more information. But that's okay. I'm all for it. I'm going to let it go through. I'm not going to be doing anything on the Thursday, Friday night games. It'll be around, vice captain will be on Sunday, and it will be, look, there's a potential for a Jaden Campbell. He has gone massive, and I wouldn't not want to captain Jaden Campbell at all with a captain, but he could be a great vice captain in case he goes big. He had a massive 170 last time he played the Warriors, or 2 times ago. I can't remember exactly.
The last time he played the Warriors at Seabus, yes, he scored 170.
So I don't know that that's on the cards necessarily at all, but it could be something. It could be one potentially, but I think the Wars are still pretty solid enough to not let him go that big. So I might be more confident having my vice captain on either Lomax, who I captained last week, or Teddy, who play in the same Roosters and Eels. I like something in that game. If you've got Mark Nwanga maybe even if you'd rather go Teddy than a Mark if you've got him. And then as my captains, that will depend on what vice captain. So if I vice captain Jaden Campbell, for example, I'd probably likely then go into a captain of Teddy or Lomax. Probably feeling more confident and safer with a Teddy. And then if I vice captain one of those Lomax or Teddies, my captain will then likely be Drinky. I think Drinky's a better captain than Adam Doueihi. I wouldn't want to captain Adam Doueihi. I feel like I'm like him as a bring-in, but to captain him, it just feels a little bit too trusting a new toy.
Yeah.
I know he goes all right, but yeah, so it's a bit. There's nothing really sort of like heaps standing out for me, except I think that I like Lomax and Teddy particularly. It sucks that they both play in the same game. I think they're my 2 better options. So I think that's where I'll try land on a captain. I don't know. That might be where I'll land on a vice captain.
Yeah, well, I'm vice captaining Campbell. He was my straight out captain before, but I got a free loop, so I'm just vice captaining him. Going to captain Teddy. Doesn't really matter for my side anyway, because I'm playing Royce Hunt as my 18th player.
Yeah, but you want to keep climbing up those ranks. Yeah,
for sure. So, like, my side this week, we haven't really touched on it, but, like, these are the injuries I have in my side. Oh, good.
Can we? Because we just got swept under the carpet. Let's address our shitty situation.
I've got Kalani going as my reserve in my side. I've got Lucas, McInnes, Nickera, Hines, who's not playing this week. I've got Garrick and Ramian. That's 7 players out of a potential 20. You've got 26 players in your team. That's 7 of them. So I've got and Daniel Tupou.
Tupou's out, yeah.
Tupou's out as well. So that's
how many actual players do you have available? How many can you start this week?
I've got 18 players, including Charlie Geimer and Royce Hunt.
Awesome.
But my full side, Harry Grant, Terrell May, Payne Haas, Tino, Ellie Cattell, Beau Fermor, Charlie Geimer, Nathan Cleary, Jaden Campbell, Lockie Galvin, Lomax, Karaz, Azarko, Lehigh Hopewade, Tom Trbojevic, Drinkwater, and Teddy. So it's an okay side, but it's lacking 17th and 18th player.
Yeah, you really get me thinking. I don't know, because I'm starting to think about that, and if that was me next week or the week after, I would hate that, man.
Yeah.
It's because you do so much work all season to sort of...
Well, I'm not in any competition, so I'm...
No, you are. You're in the overall competition.
Yeah, I understand that, so I'm just going to do the best I can over the next 2 weeks with what I've got. But I am... I'm
not trying to shit on you. I'm just saying for my own self and for people at home, like, I've got one more trade left, and I'm like... I still don't have to deal with the position because I don't have like a halfback or anything. Like, I'm like, should I not be bringing in like an Adam Doueihi for like a Garrick or something? Like, my concern is that.
See how you're going on Thursday, Friday, and then I think make the decision before that, because Doueihi is the last game. Garrick is the first game on Saturday, so you'll be able to drop a player later on if you have to. So yeah, I'd do it that way.
So I've got cover. Hey, like I don't need to like do it yet.
If you feel like you don't need to do it, don't do it.
But just a part of me.
Do you want to do your Connor Watson, Terry Grant?
I think deep down, I don't know why. I just want to attack more, and I don't feel like that's attacking.
It's not really attacking.
Because the way I look at it, as much as if I just even if he drops
feel like
out,
it's attacking enough getting someone over the last 2 weeks. Like, do you want to get more out of him?
No, but if I was to do
weeks?
it now, it's if I was to bring in someone like an Adam Doueihi or something, like I'd rather bring in a Walsh, but the problem is I'd have to trade her.
Let's talk about your pickle of the week in the Q&A podcast, because this has gone for an hour and 22, so that I was not planning to go for that long.
Cool,
so thank you for tuning into the podcast. We will see you next week.